One of the most notorious creations from World War II is the nuclear weapon. In August 1945, the United States conducted its inaugural, and thus far, singular, atomic strikes on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, resulting in a death toll ranging from 110,000 to 210,000 individuals. Although the weapon is remembered for its catastrophic consequences, there emerged numerous non-fatal advancements during this conflict, particularly in medicine and technology, which have significantly transformed the globe. A portion of these breakthroughs had roots in studies or blueprints existing before the hostilities, but only garnered momentum when the US or UK administrations endorsed these endeavors in support of the Allied campaigns. Here are 6 products of this innovative wave. 1. Influenza inoculations. The 1918 and 1919 flu pandemic significantly impacted World War I, prompting the U.S. Armed Forces to pioneer the initial influenza vaccine. During the 1930s, experts started to identify flu strains, and in the 1940s, the U.S. military backed the crafting of a protective shot against these strains. By 1945, the U.S. greenlighted the inaugural influenza vaccine for its troops, and authorized its use for the general public in 1946. Jonas Salk, a prominent U.S. researcher who later fashioned the polio inoculation, was a principal scientist in this endeavor. 2. Penicillin. Before the common application of antibiotics like penicillin in the United States, even minor wounds could result in lethal infections. The Scottish researcher Alexander Fleming identified penicillin in 1928. But it was only during World War II that the US started its large-scale production for medicinal purposes. The production of penicillin for the military was a chief concern for the US War Department, which branded the mission as a battle against time in one advertisement. Combat medics were astonished by the medication's ability to alleviate pain, enhance survival rates, and simplify the tasks of nurses and doctors tending to soldiers in combat zones. Recognizing the medication's significance in warfare, the U.S. generated 2.3 million doses of penicillin for Allied forces in anticipation of the D-Day invasion. Following the conflict, the general public also got access to this groundbreaking medication. 3. Jet engines. Frank Whittle, a British engineer from the Royal Air Force, secured the inaugural patent for the jet engine in 1930. However, it was Germany that first took to the skies with a jet-propelled aircraft, testing its prototype on August 27, 1939, mere days before initiating the invasion of Poland. Germany and Japan had essentially been gearing up for World War II for almost 10 years, remarks Rob Wallace, the STEM instruction expert at the National World War II Museum located in New Orleans. As warfare commenced, the British authorities constructed aircraft utilizing Whittle's blueprints. The initial Allied jet-powered aircraft ascended on May 15, 1941. These jet aircraft boasted higher speeds than their propeller-driven counterparts, but they also consumed more fuel and presented greater piloting challenges. While they didn't influence the course of the war, given their nascent stage, jet technology subsequently revolutionized both defense and commercial air travel. 4. Blood plasma transfusion. Amid World War II, Charles Drew, a surgeon from the US, set the standard for producing medical blood plasma. They devised a method where they dispatched 2 sanitized containers, one contained water and the other held freeze-dried blood plasma for mixing, explains Wallace. Contrary to whole blood, plasma can be transfused to any individual without considering their blood type, simplifying its use in combat situations. 5. Electronic computers. During the 1940s, computers denoted individuals, predominantly women, who manually undertook intricate mathematical tasks. Amidst World War II, the United States initiated the creation of machines for ballistics calculations, and many who previously computed manually transitioned to programming these devices. Among the coders for the University of Pennsylvania's ENIAC device were Jean Jennings Bartik, pivotal in pioneering computer storage and memory, and Frances Elizabeth Betty Holberton, who birthed the inaugural software application. Additionally, Lieutenant Grace Hopper, who would later rise to U.S. Navy Rear Admiral, was involved in programming the Mark I device at Harvard during the conflict, and subsequently laid the groundwork for the first computer programming language. Over in Britain, Alan Turing designed the electro-mechanical bomb machine, instrumental in deciphering the German Enigma code. Though not a computer in today's definition, the bomb paved the way for the Colossus series, early British electronic computing devices. War-time coders, such as Dorothy Dubois-Son and Elsie Booker, utilized the Colossus systems to decrypt communications encoded with the German Lorenz cipher. 6. Radar. In 1935, British physicist Sir Robert Watson pioneered the inaugural functional radar system, and by 1939, Britain had established a series of radar stations across its southern and eastern shores. The MIT Radiation Laboratory, commonly known as Rad Lab, was instrumental in enhancing radar technology during the 1940s. Yet, the laboratory's initial aim revolved around deploying electromagnetic radiation as an offensive tool, rather than a detection mechanism. The original concept they pursued was the potential of using a beam of electromagnetic waves to perhaps incapacitate a plane's pilot, likening it to heating them, Wallace explains. While the heating approach fell short, they noticed a reflective signal. This led to the realization that electromagnetic waves could function similarly to acoustic waves in sonar. This epiphany shifted their focus towards radar. Radar became vital for the Allied troops in identifying adversarial vessels and aircraft. Its applications broadened post-war, aiding in navigating civilian vehicles and pinpointing significant meteorological phenomena, such as hurricanes.